Hello class, this is a video recording for lecture 2 of CSE 8A in fall 2017. I won't be in town on Monday, October the 2nd because I'll be at Pittsburgh for a conference. I'll be back for Wednesday's class. So a few things about our class. Number one, make sure you go to the course website. Okay, so there are a ton of information in there. You should read the syllabus carefully, and also starting on Monday, we'll have tutor hours. So if you have any issues with Dr. Java, kind of remote access, etc., take a look at our tutor calendar. Let me show you how to do that. So this is our course website. If you look at it, we have our CSE 8A calendar in here. So it's a little bit crowded as of now, but if you click on like tutor hour, this tutor hour is TBD, which means it is not staffed yet. You don't want to go there, but if you look at 10 to 11, we have one tutor in the lab. Our lab is B230. Our tutors will finish their sign up before Monday. So if you check on Monday, the calendar shouldn't be that crowded at that time. Okay. So this is our calendar, and also in the course website there are many other things like the most important thing, syllabus. You'll also see our assignments, labs, and schedule. They're all in here. You can scroll around, zoom out a bit. So you see, well, there was no lab in week 0, but starting from week 1, which is the week of October 2nd, there will be labs. And then we have discussions and etc. Okay. So this is our website. You should read the syllabus very carefully, okay, and get to know what is in there. We'll talk about the syllabus a little bit more on Wednesday, okay. And this also contains all the pictures of our tutors. I think people are still signing up, so this collage of images are still being updated. Okay. So now back to our slide. We have our lab starting on Monday. On week 1, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So make sure you go to your own lab sections on time. Okay. If you have questions, use Piazza. Right. So use Piazza. I think everyone in the class, either you are enrolled or on the wait list, you are already on Piazza. You should have received an email from Piazza on your UCSD email account. So make sure you go there. If you have questions, make a post on Piazza. What I would highly recommend you to do is search first. If you search for a keyword on Piazza, you can't find anything related to it, then you post. Don't start with a post, because if your question has been answered before, it will probably be a little bit slow for people to respond again. So search first, and you can get the answers quickly. Okay. So in this lecture recording, I will record 3 segments. This is the first segment where we'll be looking at our first program. And then in the second module, we'll be looking at some terminologies. The last module will be about memory models, which is fairly important. Okay. So the plan for today is we'll get started with our programs, and we will kind of learn programming in the context of using a turtle object to draw different things. So let's get started with our first program. This is our programming environment, Dr. Java. Dr. Java is freely available. You can download it. I think people already started to discuss how to set it up. But if you have a Windows machine, I think the setup is slightly easier. But if you have a Mac, for some of you, you may have issues with JDK and etc. So one thing you should know is JDK is basically the Java development kit. It stays behind Dr. Java. So this is Dr. Java. Okay, and this is the programmer. That's you, right? So you as a programmer interact with Dr. Java, and Dr. Java is supposed to interact with JDK to execute your program. So once you finish installing JDK, you probably don't have to use it directly. Okay. If you have issues with Dr. Java, you should go to the tutor hours, like what I showed you before, to ask for some help over there. If you look at the interface of Dr. Java, this is the file pane. So you will see all the files that you are compiling as of now. This is where you put the code part. Okay, and this is the message pane. You'll see, well, if your code compiles correctly, you see compilation completed. If you have bugs, you'll see a bunch of red displays in here to say, well, we found certain bugs. But this is the interface. Some of you may already install Dr. Java. I think there is one issue with some of the newest Windows machines where you have very high resolutions. And then if you download Dr. Java, the fonts in here are extremely small. What you can do is you can go to Edit inside Dr. Java and click on Preference. And in there, adjust the font size. That will at least give you a visible code and different kind of displays with text inside Dr. Java. Okay, you have more experience playing with it in our first lab 0. Okay, and also you will live inside Dr. Java for the rest of the quarter when you write programs. So let's look at our first program. This program may seem very messy. It's not very intuitive. It is okay. It is expected that this code doesn't make too much sense for you. Okay, it just takes a little bit time for people to get used to this, and I'm pretty sure, according to my experience, that all of you will be comfortable with this very soon, very soon. So the first thing that you will see is this is called a public class. Inside Java, everything is pretty much a class. So you give this class a name called drawMyName. This is what the programmer picks. So you can pick any name you want to. The requirement is the capitalized first letter. Of your class. You may say, well, what if I don't? The answer is you'll get by in some situations, but this is kind of the standard way that people write Java classes. So make sure you capitalize the first letter of your class name. And then you have this magic line. This line, you don't have to understand it as of now, but just try to remember it. It's just like a new word for you. Public static void main. So basically what it says is this is the starting point of your program. This is where everything starts. And there is a parenthesis. Inside the parenthesis you have a string, capital S, keep in mind, because string, it is a class, and in Java everything that is a class in general have the first letter capitalized. So that's why we say, well, when you write your own class, make sure you capitalize the first letter. It's easier for people to identify which one is a class, which one is not. And then you have a square bracket and args in here. But this line, just type it in. Okay, so as of now, just say, if I want to write a code, I pick a class name, I write my main header. As for what they are, forget about that as of now. Okay, and then inside your main, you have this matching curly bracket, and also in your class, you have this matching curly bracket. Okay. What I would recommend you to do is whenever you type in a curly bracket, you always type a pair of curly bracket. Like if I'm typing in, I type in this starting curly bracket, at the same time I'll type in the closing bracket, and then I will move my cursor over here and then press enter. So you won't have mismatched curly bracket later on. So just some tricks to avoid unnecessary bugs. Okay. If you look at the first line in your code, this is a comment. In other words, a comment is something that is not part of your program per se, but it is used for you to understand what you are trying to do. Basically, it's like notes for yourself, and also notes for your collaborators. Okay. It starts with 2 double slash. It goes from this way, not the other way. This is not a comment. Okay. This is wrong. This is the correct way to start with a comment. Okay. So now what? Inside your main function, we will have different statements. So this is statement number 1, statement number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and go on. All of them are executed in order, which means from the first statement, once the machine is done with the first statement, then it moves on to the next one, This idea is important. It's called sequential execution. So if you have sequential execution, it means start from the first line all the way to the last line. In general, I think most of us are comfortable with this concept. In this program, what we did is we created a world and we put a turtle in there. So Jose, this variable, it is a turtle. It can move around the screen according to the instructions that you as the programmer tell it to do. So the first thing you ask Jose to do is make a forward, then turn 90 degrees to the left, and then forward again, turn, forward, turn. So based on these instructions, it's going to make a U shape as for now. Okay. So either way, don't worry about the details yet. The big picture is, you know, you have to start with a class, start with this magic line main, and then you have the statements in here that are executed sequentially. If this is something that you're comfortable at this time, then you're good. Okay. So this is the first segment of our recording.